Hi there, Shelton Lee. So let's take a look at this first set of essays you have written. Great work. Let's see what you said. The first one is about doing an enjoyable activity and how it can help develop better skills and more creativity than reading can. Let's see what you said. In recent years, enjoyable activity or reading, which one is more beneficial method for a student's education, has sparked a series of controversy. All right, we have to fix the grammar in this sentence. The words are okay, but the grammar is off. So, in recent years, whether an enjoyable activity or reading is more beneficial for students' education has sparked a series of controversy. Not really, has sparked controversy. Okay, so I clearly had to remove a few words, change some things around. From my own perspective, more fascinating activities can help students learn efficiently. The aim of this essay is to analyze this issue in detail, without the S, and provide my own opinion in the end. Okay, well, you already provided your opinion, so you're not really providing it in the end. You've told me that you think fascinating activities can help students learn efficiently, so that's not really necessary to provide your opinion in the end. All right, instead what you could say is to analyze this issue in details and provide support for my argument. Okay, that would make more sense. Firstly, an enjoyable activity is a more comprehensive approach of teaching due to children can get variety, dimensions, skills at the same time. All right, some problems here. Because children can get, I have no idea what you mean here, variety, dimension, skills. It's not a set expression. It's not something that carries any meaning that is clear, so it's something you definitely have to rephrase with clearer language. For example, while a student does activities, they can practice both mental and physical abilities through the tutor or companion's body language, voice command, and touch sense. Okay, therefore recreational activities have a distinct advantage over reading. All right, I'm confused. Part of the confusion started with this expression here. You never really told me what enjoyable activities, so I have this very abstract notion of an enjoyable activity, but without having really anything tangible to understand your position. So you say that they can practice mental and physical abilities, but again, I have absolutely no idea what kind of activity you are talking about. And then also, you never really tell me where reading is weak in this regard. So there's a lot more that needs to be developed. There's a lot more that needs to be said, okay? So, secondly, compared with reading, recreational activities make education less boring. Now, again, you're talking about education. I think this is somewhere else. Hang on, where was it? Yeah, you said students learn efficiently. You're talking about education. Now, the way I understand this question is that they're not talking about reading in school. They're talking about something a little different. The way I have understood this essay and this prompt is that basically they're saying that in someone's free time, you have a couple of choices. You can either read in your in order to develop some skills, or you can do other activities. So I never really understand this to be about school at all. I understand this to be about a young person's leisure time. So all this, it's basically because there's no mention of school at all. So I don't know why you're talking about education being less boring. Anyway, let's move on. Secondly, compared with reading, recreational activities make education less boring. You can't start a sentence with because, and then I don't understand what this means. What is a baldness thing? So learning is such a baldness thing that many excellent teachers are trying to make education more susceptible. Okay, a lot of wrong words here. Baldness is the wrong word. Susceptible is the wrong word. A research from Harvard indicates that children who learn through activities are more efficient and deep. The students are more efficient and deep. Okay, again, not clear. You have to back it up. You have to explain what this means. And these are definitely some wrong word choices here. Okay, it doesn't make sense for a student or a child to be more efficient and deep. To conclude, given the factors I have outlined, I firmly believe that an enjoyable activity can develop better skills and more creativity. It is predicted that a rapidly growing amount of schools will use that way of teaching. Okay, again, this really wasn't about school. I mean, you could have mentioned school, but I don't think you should have focused just on school. I never saw anything about creativity at all. So yeah, I mean, and I didn't really see anything about skills, really. I mean, yeah, you talked about mental and physical abilities, but you never really detailed. You never gave any thorough development to what kinds of mental skills and physical skills are developed. You certainly didn't say anything about creativity and imagination being developed. So this essay for me is really underdeveloped. There was a lot more to say. There was a lot more detail to go into. And unfortunately, you didn't do it. Okay? So let's take a look at the second essay. Schools, should they be more entertaining or should they only educate? Here's what you said. In recent years, whether we should make, not whether should we make, but in recent years, whether we should make education entertaining has sparked a series of controversy. While some people believe that it is positive, others argue that the primary target of education is teaching. From my own perspective, making education more fascinating helps students to learn. The aim of this essay is to analyze this issue in detail without the S, and provide my own opinion in the end. Again, you've given your opinion, and you rightfully did so. I'm glad you gave your opinion because it asks for it. Okay? But then to say you provide your opinion in the end is wrong because you've already given it to us. What you could say, again, as in the previous essay, is that this essay will analyze this issue and provide support for my argument. That would make more sense. There was another thing that I wanted to say. Oh, I also didn't agree with the word fascinating. Fascinating is something that fascinates. It's something that really sparks one's interest. But that's not what entertaining means. Entertaining isn't that it intrigues you or that it sparks your interest. Entertaining means is that it's funny, it makes you laugh, it amuses you, it you know, provides you an enjoyable sensation. So I don't think that fascinating is necessarily a synonym of these words. All right? Let's move on. Firstly, there is no doubt that study is a baldness process. I have no idea what that means. It's definitely the wrong word. Thus, how to make the students acquire knowledge is more efficiently is a target. How to make the students acquire knowledge more efficiently is a target that is pursued by a lot of excellent teachers. An appropriate increase in educational entertainment can enhance its attractiveness. Research from Harvard indicates that children who learn through enjoyable activities can learn more efficiently and deeply. Therefore, teaching students in abundantly entertaining ways is a positive attempt. Okay, so again, you've touched on the topic, you've discussed it, so it's not an off-topic response, but it's just really, it's very general. It's very general. There's no specific information given. There's no illustration of what you mean by entertainment. So for me, it's on topic, but it's simply not developed at all. Okay, and it's very general. So let's take a look at the next paragraph. Secondly, I have the objection to the opinion, regard education as the sole goal of the school. All right, so let's fix that grammatically, okay? Secondly, I object to the opinion which regards education as the sole goal of the school. Since, not because, we don't start sentences with because. So since the responsibility of the campus should not be just education, but also interpersonal relationships. Okay. No, so basically you have to fix this. There's a clause missing. So what you have to write instead is, this is because the responsibility of the campus should not be only education, but also interpersonal relationships, hobby, cultivation, and so forth. The China Education Committee has interviewed 2,000 parents, 73% of whom expect their children to be able to reap true friendship in school. Okay, well, you're missing something kind of linking everything back together. So Therefore, it is wrong to, or actually it is against the general public opinion for schools merely to educate. Okay? So, to conclude, given the factors I've outlined, I firmly believe that education is the essence of the school, but it is not the only goal. Adding some entertainment elements to education is a thing that should be encouraged. I look forward to the day when school can become a more joyful place. Okay, fine. I think I already explained to you what was wrong in terms of the task achievement. It was too general. It wasn't illustrated. It wasn't embellished at all with any details, with any sort of tangible examples. So you have to do a little more work with your development. Explain with examples and with tangible support what it is you're talking about. Okay. Another thing that we need to address is the order of your paragraphs. You said that you object to this opinion. So since it is not the opinion that you support, you need to put it first. You always talk about the side you don't agree with first, and then you talk about the side that you do agree with. That is the order that we use in essays. Okay? So go ahead and think about some of the feedback in this video correction. Then the other thing I want you to do is correct these essays based on my suggestions and send those essays back to us. Also, you need to start making an error correction list where you write down all the mistakes that you made in your essays, and next to each mistake write down what the corrected version would be. This is a list that I want you to add to with each essay correction that you get back. Then the third thing you need to do, of course, is write a new set of essays. Okay, try to apply everything you've been learning along the course and through these video corrections in order to help you write your next set. Okay, go ahead, get all that started, and I will expect to see them in the next day or so. All right, good luck.